Hello my motor enthusiasts. Did you hear about Nyck de Vries' upcoming battle for the Formula E titles?
Oh, the former F1 driver? What's he up to now?
He's returning to Formula E with Mahindra after a shocking exit from Formula 1.
Blimey, that's sudden. What led to his exit from F1?
Well, it seems Red Bull weren't impressed with his performance on the track.
And let me guess, he is looking to redeem himself in Formula E.
Exactly. He's quite eager about the team's plans to climb up the grid.
It's interesting to see him adapt to different racing scenarios.
Indeed. He's confident about adjusting to the change in cars since his last Formula E race.
So we're looking at a potential comeback story here.
Absolutely. Despite all the upheavals, De Vries is focused on winning another Formula E World Championship.
Certainly lots of intrigue for our listeners, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's going to be fascinating to follow his journey. Welcome back, motor enthusiasts. You're here with yours truly, Enzo.
And you're joined by me, William. Hello.
We're bringing you the latest from the world of racing each and every day on your favorite channel, F1 Motor Fever Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay in the loop.
Absolutely, we don't want you to miss out on any of the action.
Right you are, William. So buckle up listeners, it's time to go full throttle. Interesting turn of events for Nyck de Vries, isn't it? His exit from Formula 1, despite the pain, seems to have opened up new opportunities for him.
Indeed, it was a shock, especially given how abruptly his F1 career ended. What was the official reason for his exit?
Well, it seems his team, Red Bull, decided to replace him mid-season with Daniel Ricciardo, a decision influenced by de Vries' lack of points on the board and a few costly errors on the track.
That must have been a tough pill to swallow, especially considering it came just before his home race.
Yes, and many in the paddock voiced their disagreement, considering the decision to be hasty. But de Vries, ever the professional, turned his focus to the future.
And that future is with Formula E, correct?
Precisely. After a successful stint with Mercedes, he's now returning to Formula E with Mahindra, a team that's eager to make its way up the grid.
It's certainly going to be exciting to see how his journey unfolds from here.
Absolutely. De Vries has always shown impressive resilience and adaptability. It'll be interesting to see how he uses this in his new endeavor. De Vries appears to have a positive outlook on his career change. In an exclusive interview, he mentions that every phase is a new chapter in his journey. He seems quite excited about his move to Mahindra.
Yes, it's all about perspective, isn't it? And a positive one at that. But the question is, how does he view Mahindra's performance in recent times?
Well, despite the team's disappointing performance over the 2022-23 season, he's aware of the team's strong pedigree in Formula E. It was only a few years back when they finished third in the championship.
That's true, but they seem to have struggled with the transition to Gen 3 regulations. How does de Vries see this?
That's a great point. But it seems that de Vries is quite encouraged by the vision outlined by Mahindra's team principal and CEO, Frederick Bertrand. He speaks of a roadmap to move up the grid and believes that the team's fundamentals are solid.
It sounds like he has faith in the team's ability to bounce back. With subsequent changes and new recruitments planned, it'll be interesting to see how they fare in the upcoming seasons.
Absolutely. He seems particularly intrigued by the preparation for the revisions to the Formula E rules. It's clear that Nyck de Vries sees this move as another chapter in his exciting journey in the world of motorsport. De Vries isn't worried about adjusting back into the Formula E mindset. In fact, he's looking forward to the pre-season testing in Valencia, which is less than a month away.
That's right. And he isn't concerned about the changes in the car since he last raced in the series, is he?
Not at all. He views these changes and challenges as something to embrace. According to him, the circumstances are always changing, and as a driver, you're always adapting and anticipating these changes.
Sounds like he has a very adaptable mindset. What else does he say about his return to Formula E?
He seems quite thrilled to return to an environment he's familiar with. De Vries mentions the familial environment of the Formula E paddock and the relationships he built over the years as something he's missed.
I can imagine that would make the transition back a bit easier. What are his goals for the upcoming season?
His goalposts might have changed, but his final goal remains the same. He intends to win another Formula E World Championship. In his own words, it's never enough when you have one. Nothing is an end goal and it's always a continuous process.
He's certainly ambitious. With his drive and determination, it will be intriguing to see how he fares in the upcoming seasons.
Yes, indeed. Despite being a really realistic person, as he puts it, he's hopeful that they can build towards a situation where they can fight for the championship again.
It's fascinating to see de Vries' perspective on his career transition. His positive outlook, adaptability, and undying ambition truly set him apart.
It does indeed. We've seen time and again how important these qualities are in the world of motorsport, and they seem to be serving him well in his return to Formula E.
Yes, from the familiar environment in the paddock to his relentless drive to win another championship, it's clear he's ready for whatever the track throws at him.
Absolutely. As he puts it, every time he's out on the track, the circumstances are different. It's a moving target, and the key lies in constantly adapting and anticipating. That's the mindset he's taking into this new chapter of his journey.
His journey is definitely one to watch. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds in the upcoming season.
Yes, we'll certainly be keeping an eye on it. As we all know, every twist and turn in Formula E can bring an unexpected surge of excitement. But for now, let's turn to another intriguing discussion. William, fancy poking around the World Wide Web and giving us a snapshot of what's heating up the chatterboxes?
Absolutely. Let's see here. User Duncan Dixon Coffee has sparked a bit of a discussion with his post. He says, quote, Formula One reverses social media gains amid lack of title fight, unquote.
Oh, that sounds like it's kicked the anthill.
It has indeed. User Heracrop chimed in with, quote, realistically a few different things just all aligned for F1 a couple of years ago and it can't be possible to keep that momentum. It has still grown massively, unquote.
Interesting take. Any more nuggets of wisdom?
Polite Indecency says, quote, being an F1 fan means being patient between those years. And the gains made worldwide are among fans that aren't willing to wait between those years. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. But F1 can't bank on those fans spending between great seasons, unquote.
A bit of a reality check there.
Yeah, and LOL Kamul adds, quote, I still have friends that got into F1 during 2021 tell me how boring it now is and ask me why I still watch. If you are only into F1 if the WDC is a close fight, you are wrong here. There is a lot of other stuff to enjoy about F1 other than who is first, and if you can't focus on them, F1 is not the thing for you, unquote. This perspective is countered by user Carfs who says, quote, I introduced a group of friends to F1 in 2021 and they had a casual interest, watch a few of the races and started getting really into it towards the end of the season. Then the way it ended they were just confused and didn't see the point in sticking with it the next year, unquote.
Seems like the view of F1 is quite multifaceted, isn't it?
Indeed. There's a lot of sentiment being shared, both positive and negative. It just goes to show how diverse the fan base really is.
That brings us to the end of another riveting episode of F1 Motor Fever podcast. We've delved into the world of motorsport, discussed the dynamics of the paddock, and even taken a peek at what fans are saying online. As always, it's been a pleasure to have you all along for the ride. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're always in the loop with our latest episodes. Tell your friends, share our podcast in your social circles, the more the merrier.
Absolutely, the more the merrier indeed. We're like a good cup of tea, best enjoyed regularly and shared with friends. Don't forget, we're here every day, sharing our insights and passion for the world of motorsport. And with things heating up in the world of Formula One, you won't want to miss a beat.
We're ever so grateful for your support and keen ears. Our listeners are the fuel that keeps this engine revving. So stick with us, and we'll continue to bring you in-depth analysis, exciting discussions, and all the Formula One news you can handle.
And who knows, maybe next time we might even discuss whether or not aliens have a Grand Prix. Just kidding. But seriously, there's always something new and exciting around the bend, so make sure you join us for the ride. Enzo Watts and William together, pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to chatting with you again in the next episode.